Hello and welcome to my 7 days to bust through menopause program. I'm so glad you've taken time to invest in yourself. It's really important that as women we understand what's going on in our body. Interesting, we're not kind of taught this stuff at school, and even if we were, it's irrelevant. It only becomes truly relevant to us when we're going through this change of life. For most women it will occur sometime after the age of 40. And I really want to impress upon you that it's not something to be feared, even though for a lot of women it seems like torture and a time of hell. It is a totally natural occurring process that's going on inside your body. The only reason people don't like it and fear it is because they get symptoms, and that can make us feel really untoward. And over the next couple of days I'm going to be sharing with you ways that you can manage these symptoms, because remember, menopause is a natural process. Now, so you can get the most out of these 7 days, I urge you to allocate some time each day to make this work. As a minimum and a ballpark figure, probably 30 minutes is very realistic. So that means you're going to have to, give yourself permission to do that and invest in yourself. And that means you're going to have to come higher than everything else on that day for those 30 minutes. Everything else will be pushed to the side. In fact, for some of you in your busy schedule, you're going to have to rub out some things. And not do as much this next coming week, because I really want this to work for you, and I'm going to be giving you a lot of information. I'm going to try and give you all the information I know about menopause, which might seem at times overwhelming. And to support all that knowledge, I've included a copy of my book, Menopause. It asks side effects, and you can click on the link below to receive that straight away and start reading that book. And it's a digital version of the book, and also below there's a copy of a module I put together that explains hormones. So if you're someone who finds that when you're in your home environment, you get drawn to the washing or doing stuff for other people, you might want to tuck away each day down to the local coffee shop, start taking yourself for a walk each morning, and then finishing with your own little time to work through this stuff. I sincerely believe it'll make a massive difference to wherever you are now. It's mainly educating on what's going on, common symptoms, some really hot tips on how to manage them, some food ideas, some exercise ideas, and lastly I'm going to be bringing together lots of treatments, natural and non-natural synthetic ways that you can help yourself through this time in your life. I find the whiteboard's really cool. It keeps me on track, and I know a lot of you are quite visual, so aside from the supportive materials that I've given you below, I do like using the whiteboard. It will just help me flesh out some ideas for you as well. So what I wanted to do now over the next couple of minutes is talk about menopause and what it really is. So as I've alluded to, menopause is a natural occurrence for a woman. And essentially what it means is that all the eggs in your ovaries have been used up. It means that we're no longer fertile. So for some women, it comes too early, they don't have an opportunity to have babies. But we are born with a finite number of eggs, and these hatch each month, sometimes couple hatch. And that is called ovulation. When they're not fertilized, so if we don't become pregnant, those eggs decay, and the dropping of those hormones signal for our body to have a period. So when all those eggs are used up, the housing department, which are called the ovaries, and we have 2 of them, are no longer necessary. They really just house those eggs and keep a nice little safe storage place for them. So they start to shrink. Anything that affects our ovaries throughout our life, whether it's surgery or trauma, so car accidents, or chemotherapy for other diseases, or even radiotherapy, can destroy our ovaries. Certainly if you have had them removed, this will also throw you into menopause. And as I said, it's a naturally occurring thing for women, and by and large it'll happen between the ages of 45 to 55. Some women do go through menopause earlier, i.e. they use up their eggs quicker. Some have a menopause and periods late into their 50s and early 60s. So menopause is that time when we've released all our eggs, there are no more, and we stop having periods, basically. Now, what I find really interesting about this, and I live in Australia, is that some countries in the world, many countries still to this day, particularly ones where women are still doing traditional roles, don't have issues through menopause. It's this seamless transition, and it's actually almost like this, because as a woman passes through menopause, her rite of passage to wisdomhood comes to fruition, and they're considered, it's a celebration. It's a real grandiose thing to have happen. Interesting though, in Australia, where I'm from, and other Western countries like the States and UK, and where there are pockets of a lot of expat Westerners, menopause is feared, and for a very good reason. For lots of reasons, in those populations, at least 60%, 6 out of 10 women will have these awful symptoms of menopause, flushing and insomnia and low energy. So they really don't like going through menopause. So over the next 7 days, I'm really hoping to ease some of that frustration for you and make life a little bit more seamless and happier. So menopause isn't something that you hate, that you actually look forward to it and embrace it. So it is a naturally occurring thing, just to recap. It will happen if you're a female. Guys go through a similar thing called andropause, but I'm focusing mainly on women. Generally, it happens between the ages of 45 and 55. It occurs when all our eggs have been used up, and it also heralds the fact that we become infertile. Technically, a technical term, menopause. Oh, hope you don't mind, but it doesn't matter if you do mind, I can't change it. My writing, it's one of those things, I think I was daydreaming in school when we were doing it properly, because I just didn't pay attention. Anyway, it's always a little bit messy. I'll try my best. So menopause, the true definition of menopause is 12 months since your last period. So if it's been longer than 12 months since you've had a period, we would say you're menopausal now. That doesn't mean you won't be getting symptoms still, but it does mean you're menopausal. If you're still flicking off the occasional period, it might have been 3 months, they might be coming every 2 weeks and changing quite a lot. We call that perimenopausal or climactic, which means you're in the throes of it. But the true definition of menopause is 12 months since your last period. I'm going to leave it at that today, so I hope that introduction has been useful. If at any point you need additional support, feel free to email me. It's Sam at sambopatrick.com, or just follow the link below, because I'll include my email if you do feel you need additional support and coaching, or at any point want to do something additional to this 7-day program. Looking forward to having you on board, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, wherever that may be, at a coffee house or somewhere nice. Maybe we'll start bushwalking again, and let's work through this together. Bye for now.